we're gonna kick off Friday Night Bites just a day early. So I don't know about y'all, but I am so tired after these years of sitting at the football field, being kind of, captive to the concession stand. Not that they don't do a fine job, but sometimes you just want something besides nachos and plastic cheese. So we're gonna actually have dinner here before I have to have the kids back over there. So it needed to be something really super fast. So I'm gonna make these beef and mushroom sliders because it was really easy and I didn't need that many ingredients. And the slider size is great because they can just grab a couple. They're easy to hold, easy to eat, and it can be really fast. So I'm gonna use the double burner grill pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and preheat. And another reason why I picked this recipe is because it's about 95 degrees outside. So there is no way I'm gonna go outside for the grill. So we're grilling inside. So I love this pan, I always grill inside. So for the beef and mushroom sliders, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with the mushroom part. Now if you're not a mushroom fan, that's okay. You can leave this out and you can just do, you can just, leave those parts, leave that out and just add more meat. But this actually cuts down in the meat just a little bit. So we're gonna take about 2 pounds of just white mushrooms. And actually, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, let me get this. The first thing I'm gonna do is slice them. So I'm gonna use the quick slice, which I love. And this is also great if you're prepping, meal prepping, if you're doing salads, whatever you're doing. It's kind of like a bigger, more sturdier version of our Egg Slicer Plus. So you can do boiled eggs, you can do mozzarella, you can do tomatoes. We're gonna do these mushrooms. So I love these because it's gonna be super fast. So we're just gonna put the mushrooms on here. I don't know if y'all can see it. And then you just push this through. Just push it on straight through. See how nice those are? So there's just perfect slices if you're doing pizza, pasta, casseroles. I like to saute these and put on the burgers, but they're actually gonna be part of the burgers this time. And then we're gonna throw them in the manual food processor. So because they're already kind of in smaller pieces, they're really easy to process. So I'm gonna put them in here. It's a 3-cup capacity, so I'm gonna do them in little batches. So it's really fast. So depending on how your people are about mushrooms, you may want to make them really small. So I'm just gonna chop those up. And I'm gonna throw them here in my micro cooker. So I love the micro cookers. Those are super handy, especially if you've got kids in the house. They can make their mac and cheese, they can make their ramen noodles, so it's great. So see how easy that is? So we're just gonna slice and chop. So really quick. And while I'm doing that, I've got my pan behind me that's preheating, and I've got the press on there too, so the press can preheat because that way they're gonna cook faster. And I've actually got 2 presses on there. The double burner size will hold 2 presses. So just open this up. Now we're actually gonna pre-cook the mushrooms a little bit. So I have a big piece in there. I'm gonna save that out for later. So again, just slicing and chopping. So this is something you can do ahead of time. You can get this mixture already done, or you can get the kids to actually help you. So my kids are hiding. So they'll show up when they smell the food. So again, and I love this thing because you can actually make salsa. You can do, pretty much any of your vegetables are great. You can make dip or hummus. You can do bruschetta. So see how those look really meaty too. So this is really going to add a lot to those burgers. So use some of these tools and prep your salads at the beginning of the week. Mainly when my family ends up eating at the drive-thru, it's because we've not had a chance to really plan ahead. So if I can say this, a drive-thru meal or 2, that's what I'm all about. Because with teenagers, it is not cheap to eat anywhere. If we go to even somewhere like Chick-fil-A, and I don't let them do milkshakes and stuff. I make them, you get the drink that comes with your meal. And you don't get to supersize everything. So, you know, just the 4 of us going through the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A is usually about $40. And oh my goodness, if we go somewhere that we sit down and eat, not even anywhere fancy, just like Cracker Barrel, oh my gosh, it's at least $50. And I am the mean mom who makes them order water. I am not paying $3 for drinks. No. You know, that's crazy talk. I'll take them to Sonic Happy Hour later on, but I am not going to pay $3 a piece for iced tea that, you know, they're going to take 3 sips of. So we are always looking for ways to save on our grocery bill because it's a lot to feed a family. So, you know, anything like this will really help save. And even at the concession stand, you know, the choices are usually really limited. When you're at an event like we're going to be at tonight, you know, it's going to be like popcorn and cotton candy, which is all well and good. But I'd rather that be a treat than what has to sustain me as my dinner. So we have got all the mushrooms all processed, so that just took a couple minutes. Really easy to do. And like I said, you could do this ahead of time, save yourself a little time if you wanted to prep this up ahead. So we're gonna put the mushrooms in the microwave. Now this recipe is actually from our upcoming Season's Best cookbook. Don't you love these? These are great. And we're gonna put the mushrooms in the micro cooker, and we're gonna microwave those for about 3 minutes. Okay, so while we do that, we're gonna put the lid on for about 3 minutes, and then we're gonna work on the beef part. So 3 minutes here. Okay, so setting this aside, so we're gonna work on the ground beef, and we're gonna put in, this is 80% lean. Since we've got all those mushrooms in there, usually I'll do, you know, probably like a ground chuck, like a 90-10, but for this recipe, we're gonna do a little bit more lean since we have those mushrooms. We don't want it to cook up so much. We want it to all kind of bind. So we're gonna add an egg and a 1/4 cup of panko. These are panko crumbs, okay? So you'll either find those in where the stuffing is, or sometimes you'll find them with the Asian food in the grocery store. So we're gonna put our panko, 1/2 cup of panko crumbs in here, and then we're gonna do some salt and pepper. And then just for good measure, I'm gonna do some of our 3 onion rub, which is delicious. So all of our rubs and seasonings are gluten-free, so I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of this one. I really like it a lot. So we're gonna mix this up. And this is what we're gonna use to make our patties. So I'm just gonna kind of get a sturdier spoon and kind of smush this together. Kind of mix that egg in there. So it's kind of like almost like a meatloaf sort of thing. This is going to help bind everything together. We're going to add our mushrooms in here too. So mixing this up, and while we're waiting on the mushrooms, what we're going to do with those is we're going to drain them really well, because mushrooms hold a lot of moisture, and mushrooms also kind of take on the flavor of whatever you have in there with you. Hey baby. Hey. So my honey's home. I'm making a Facebook Live video for our supper. So we're going to get these mushrooms done. But really quick. See the pan over there? Sorry. Oh, you don't want to see me. So I'm going to show you a little bit closer. Okay, so the presses are on here. They are preheating, and they are cast iron. You can see those. And they have ridges that match up with the bottom of the pan. So these are already hot. So when we put the burgers on the pan, that's going to give heat from both sides. So we've got little pour spouts on each corner, and it's oven safe. This is lifetime guarantee. I love this pan. I use it all the time, and it's actually on clearance because it's going away soon. So I love this one. So I hate to see it go, but we're getting a new version, but it's a great deal on this one right here. So we're gonna get the mushrooms out here, and we're gonna, okay, can you zoom back out? Other way, yeah. Okay, so yay, they're in normal size again. Okay, so you see, these are all cooked now. They smell really good. And so we're gonna put these in this little strainer. And we're gonna really press out all that moisture. So it smells really good. It actually looks like ground beef already, so. Okay, so we're gonna press this in and kind of squeeze out all that moisture really, really well. Okay, so you can kind of see that got a lot of moisture out of there, so quite a bit, but it smells really good. Okay, so I'm gonna need a bigger bowl. So I'm gonna go up a size to my 2-quart stainless mixing bowl, and I'm just gonna put all the mushrooms in here. And that came out of my little stainless strainer, so there we go. All that can go out of the way now. And then I'm gonna mix in all the ground beef mixture with the mushrooms. So we're gonna make little slider size burgers out of these. So mix all this together. I dirtied up a bunch of bowls, but it's better than hitting the drop through or the concession stand. So, notice I'm not making any side dishes. They can eat potato chips tonight. That won't hurt them. I'm saving them from eating plastic cheese for dinner so that a few chips won't hurt. So, mixing all this together. Okay, now I'm gonna use the burger and slider press. I love this thing because you can do like a regular burger size patty, or we're gonna do the cute little slider size. So it's got a little attachment that you snap on, and it's silicone so you can easily push it out. And it's actually got the little indentation, you know, so your burgers are gonna stay flat and they're not gonna turn into those meatballs that that make your bun disintegrate. I hate that. So with these, that's looking pretty good. So what we're gonna do with each burger, we're gonna sprinkle just a little panko to kind of help keep everything from sticking a little bit. Because this meat has less fat, it may be a little bit stiffer, so plus with the mushrooms. So we're just gonna do that. Panko's gonna act like flour. So mixing all this together, smells really good. Okay, so we're gonna do about a 1/4 cup, and you're just gonna press it in there, push it in, and then you're gonna use the small end and press down, so it gives you a little dimension, and you're just gonna pop it out. So see, you got this perfect little slider. It's just so cute. So I'm gonna finish making these, and then I'll come back in a few minutes and show you all the finished product. So hope you have enjoyed this recipe. I'm gonna post it on my VIP group too. So here's the finished product of our Thursday night bites. These are the beef mushroom sliders. And so after I put all the meat together, we just put it on the pan, and look how cute these are. I did a little fancy garlic and herb jack cheese, little Duke's mayonnaise. But if you've got picky eaters in your house, you can use any kind of cheese, any kind of toppings you want. But look how cute these are. So I put I turned the heat off the pan and just put those warm presses on top, so everything got all nice and melted. Kind of pressed those buns and steamed them, made the cheese melt. But look how good those look. So they're little, so everybody can just grab a couple. Everybody has to be back at school, so it seems like we're always running somewhere. But these are dinner. So they smell wonderful. I wish we had smell-o-vision so you could see. But this pan is awesome, and you know, something like this will really save you a lot of time. So I'm going to be back next week with a different recipe. So different recipe every Friday of football season, unless we have a Thursday game, which is a total possibility. But I hope everybody enjoys your evening, and check out my VIP group for more recipes.